Coach Colby Hale, who now joins us here on the Morning Rush. Coach, I know you're busy in preparation for the 6:30 game this Friday against Virginia Tech, and I kind of want to start there. You guys got off into a wonderful start against Northwestern State this past week. 4 goals in the first half. Coach, what's the key to getting off to a fast start against the Hokies come Friday night?
Good question. You got to manage all sorts of emotions. It's a big game. You got a huge fan base that comes out. There'll be a lot of energy. We want to use that for good. Our style lends itself to a fast start. That's kind of the scout on us, is we're going to come out flying. And you just got to put one in the basket, right? Like, there's a big difference in playing well and scoring a goal. You score a goal, I think it rattles them a bit. And I think that'll kind of be our game plan.
You've talked about the atmosphere inside of Razorback Stadium before, and last season I think that Arkansas was either top 5 or top 10 in attendance. And what is postseason? What does that atmosphere look like for postseason soccer for your fans inside of Razorback Stadium?
The energy in postseason is just different, right? I mean, this is win and move on, survive, advance, all those things, March Madness. It's all that, and we have the best fans. Everyone says they do, but I think Razorback fans legitimately are the best fans. They support their teams. They love a winner, and we're going to go out and try to give them a good show.
Looking at your squad this year, once again, you find yourself as the SEC regular season champ. There's a lot of probably strengths that you can point to about your squad, Coach. What would you say stands out about this team's individual strengths relative to teams you've had in years past?
I think balance. We have 5, 6, 7 players who can score a goal. In the back, we have 4, 5, 6 players who can step up and kind of be what we would call like a lockdown defender. Good goalkeeping. I would say we're just pretty balanced in terms of what our strengths are. Some years you have some obvious strengths and maybe some weaknesses. I think our weaknesses this year are much less. I think it's a pretty balanced team. We got experience, we got youth, we got athleticism. I think it's a good group that's excited to keep trying to play.
I remember you talking early on in your tenure how you wanted to be a coach with a lot of different players that had the ability to score, and that was early on, and you just referenced that exact strength. Coach, how long did it take to build this program to where you really felt like, man, we can compete at the highest level that we are now?
Yeah, some of those earlier teams, they had big wins. We beat number 2 Duke. We beat some really, really good teams. But getting to the point when the game is level has taken a little while, right? And I think sometimes if you have one player, maybe even 2, that the other team has to shut down, it's a little bit easier. But when you've got numerous players that can score a goal, I mean, you could put some of our attacking players against the best ones in the country. We had 3 players drafted. There'll probably be another one this year. We would think another couple next year. You got like legit pros on your team, right? And so the talent level obviously makes a huge difference when you're competing at the highest level in terms of creating chances and scoring goals.
Arkansas soccer coach Colby Hale with us here on the Morning Rush. Coach, I want you to think about this. Coming up in December will be your 10th year with the Razorback program. You're hired back in December of 2011. Be honest with me. Did you think you'd be here 10 years coming up in December?
I didn't really think about it. We love Northwest Arkansas. We love Arkansas, the university. We love our administration. And it's been fun to build a program that maybe, kind of create our own identity and build something from scratch. There have been some coaches that have been here, but we've been able to consistently make NCAA tournaments, make runs, beat top teams, win SEC championships. It's got everything. They're building us a new stadium, and the supporters continue to grow as our success has. You have some of the best fans in America. It's a great place to live. We really like it here.
Let me ask you something. When it comes to what you've done with this program the last 9 to 10 years, has it been more difficult to kind of build it from the ground up, or is the sustaining the level of excellence that you guys put forth these last couple of years, which has been harder on you, Coach?
That's a really good question. I always said if I was going to write a book, I'm not sure anyone would read it, but it would probably be on the cycle of success, right? Because you start off and those first teams would do anything less, right? They just wanted to win. They hadn't won. And then you kind of got in these middle years where it's like we're all kind of trying to figure out, okay, now we've won some games. What do you do next? I was a first-time head coach as well, right? So I was learning and growing with the program. And as we've won, it's been pretty fascinating. You learn that at the top, the animosity towards your program grows. In those middle years, it was like we were just another soccer program. But now we have the target on our back. We get everyone's best effort. And I think that's been really good. I mean, we've won 3 straight. We were picked first in the league last year and this year and still won the league, which, for me is a big accomplishment for the players. We show up and it's like that is the game that the other team has had circled. They want to beat the champs. And so it's been good for us. It's been good to learn how to be the hunted. And I still think in some ways we're an underdog as a general soccer program, but I'm not sure the rest of the league sees us like that.
Yeah, I think Arkansas views not just your program, Coach, but programs outside maybe track and field, which has 40-plus national championships or whatever it is. I think programs on this campus, regardless if they're favored or not or they're expected to win, they still like to play as an underdog. Now, last time we spoke, you told us about the growing soccer within the growing love for soccer here in the state of Arkansas, and I've seen it grow. You've seen more people don U.S. national stuff, both men and women. You've got a lot of ties to the Tulsa area, and I remember when I played travel soccer as a kid, there was always some outstanding classic teams that played in Tulsa. Just kind of the pockets around this state. What are some major areas that you guys hit recruiting? Dallas, Tulsa. What are some other areas that you've really seen flourish when it comes to getting kids to campus here in Arkansas?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is the club scene and the youth soccer and even that youth, just the overall growing fandom of soccer in the state is growing amazingly. There's, whenever there's a U.S. women's national team or a men's national team or a World Cup or a Champions League match, there's lots of restaurants and bars around town that have viewing parties and watch parties. I mean, it's a really growing sport. There's a lot of the clubs in the area that are doing a really fantastic job of growing both the numbers and the quality of players. And then, we're obviously recruiting nationwide, but you're going to always recruit Dallas, Tulsa, Kansas City, St. Louis. Those are some areas that outside of the state that really produce good players within driving distance. But, the classes coming in, we have kids from Florida and North Carolina and Colorado and California. I mean, the Razorback brand, generally speaking, but also in our soccer program, is growing towards becoming a really attractive destination for a lot of top players.
Coach Hale, how unique is it, and we're speaking to Coach Colby Hale of the Arkansas soccer team, got a minute or two left with him, when you have that such unique mascot, that unique brand? I mean, there's plenty of Tigers, there's plenty of other mascots that are like, you wonder whose it is, but when you wear that Razorback, when you're traveling for recruiting visits, like you mentioned, in North Carolina, and people still know what that is when you might be wearing another attire, like, I don't know which team that is. How much does that help you just stand out amongst these college visits?
It's awesome. There's things about the university and the athletics department and the program. I mean, our facilities are unbelievable. The mascot, I mean, we say all the time, we're the only pro team, we're the only show in town. It's a unique mascot. The athletics facilities, the athletics support, administration, the SEC, the best athletics conference in the country. It's a well-rounded. We have awesome academics. We have a wonderful place to live and go to school. Wins all these awards. I mean, it's one of those things that even in the region, the reputation is quite strong, but maybe people from outside the region don't know it as well. And when they get here, they all kind of say the same thing: is it's a really hidden gem. And I don't think, based on the growing numbers of people moving to the area, it's staying a hidden gem much longer, right? I think people are the word is out, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place to go to school, play soccer, live, all those things.
Yeah, Walmart, Tyson, JB Hunt, and others are taking care of that for us. It's no longer a secret, which definitely helps your soccer program. All right, last question, Coach, before we let you go. 6:30 this Friday night against the Virginia Tech Hokies in Razorback Stadium. For those listening that, man, they want to go. They want to see your team advance to the Elite Eight. How do they get tickets, and how do they watch you guys play on Saturday or Friday?
Yeah, you can walk up. Probably the best, most efficient way is to buy online. You get there, you won't have to wait in long lines. There should be a really good crowd. We have great, fantastic fans. It's a great environment. It's a great stadium to watch a soccer game. You're right there. And Virginia Tech's, a top team in the ACC. They tied Duke and UNC, so you'll see two really good teams go at it. We'd love to have your support. You guys make a huge, huge difference in the outcome of the match.
Coach Colby Hale, Arkansas soccer coach, kind enough. I know he's busy this week leading up to this big-time Sweet 16 game. Coach, we really appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck tomorrow night.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
We're back, and better than ever, a new web interface to start the basketball season and more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all basketball and football action this season. Head to the new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE50 to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV 50 to receive your bonus. From basketball, football, and baseball postseason, NHL, boxing, and UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.